welcome back to Fireant Fishing, and today I have a little bonus video for you guys. You guys have been telling me a lot in the comment section that you're getting ready to start your John boat project, so information like this is something that I feel like I need to get out to you guys as soon as possible. So what I did was I went ahead and ordered the latches and the struts that I'm going to be using for my hatches on my John boat project. I ordered both of these products off Amazon, and I'll put both the links for them in the description down below. So the first one that we're going to talk about is the latches. The reason I like them is because they're very low profile. They're not going to stick up very high up off the deck. They're all black. They look really clean, and the spring in here that makes it a slam latch seems to be pretty good. The one thing that I don't like about these is that they seem very cheap. The plastic doesn't seem super great, but it is going to get the job done, and they're pretty cheap, so if I ever did have to replace them, it's not that big of a deal. These things are going to be pretty simple to install. Basically, you're going to have to make a 2-inch hole in your wood where you want your latch to go. Once you set this in, you have this little cap piece that's just going to fit right on top of there. And then all you're going to do is install the hardware that came with it, which is just these 2 little screws. That's all you gotta do as far as assembling this to your hatch door. So the way that this is right now, it's not gonna work in my boat. I do not have enough room between the top lip of this latch and that second piece that goes on underneath. I need to have a 1/2 inch there because that is the width of the plywood that I'm using. So I am gonna have to either do some modifications to it, or what I think I'm going to do is just try to find some longer screws. That way this thing will accept the 1/2 inch plywood that I'm using for my hatches. So the other thing I wanted to make sure that these had were locks. Usually when I go fishing, I spend about 8 hours out on the lake, and the first thing I want to do when I get off the lake is go get something to eat. So with me having these locks, whenever I go stop somewhere to eat, all I have to do is lock up all these hatches. I really don't want to have to pull out all my rods, pull out all my tackle, put it in the truck, eat, come back, take everything back out of the truck, put it back into the boat. It's just too much of a hassle. So with these, I'm able to leave everything where they're at and just lock them up. The keys are very cheap, okay? They don't feel very sturdy. I wouldn't even consider them real keys. And because these keys are so simple, and because these things are so cheap, I figured there was no way that each one had its own key to it. And sure enough, they don't. I just opened up another one, tried it with this key. The same key works for all of these latches, so that's a plus. I also have a ton of spares if I ever need them. So each one of these latches comes with the latch itself, the back piece to keep it to the wood, 2 screws, an angled piece of metal so that if you need somewhere for this to latch to, that's what that's for, and also 2 keys. These are sold individually on Amazon for $8.66, and once again I'll have a link for this down in the description. When I was shopping for which latches I wanted to use on my boat, I found out that these things can be pretty expensive, just single-handedly. Some of them run $35 and up, just for the latch with a lock on it. There are some big differences between them. The higher end ones and this one, the biggest was that this bottom piece screws onto this top latch piece, and that's obviously beneficial because you're not going to have to modify the latch to fit whatever size wood you're using for your deck. But honestly, you know, even if I have to spend some money on some longer screws, I'm still going to come out cheaper than putting a lot of money into a nice latch. Alright guys, so the next thing we have are the struts. These are 100N Apex Stone struts, and these feel really good. They're a little hard to compress, but I think when everything's mounted up it'll be okay. Maybe I would have gone with a lower pressure if I was buying just a couple, but the good thing about the 100Ns is that they come in a pack of 10 for $30. Now individually they were, I want to say like $9.99 or $8.99, about $9 for a single one. that had a lower pressure. They also came in a silver finish instead of this black, so you have your option there with the 10-pack. Each one comes with 2 mountable ball head ends and 5 screws to keep those ends in place. Alright guys, I gotta give a huge shout out to Michael Lopez. He's the one that pointed me in the direction of where to find these. He has a great video on his channel about the installation of these and how he goes about it. I'm also gonna make one as well for my channel. I'm just obviously not at that point yet. But I will leave a link to his channel down in the description below. Make sure to go check it out. If you enjoyed this video and you learned something from it, please leave a like. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe for future content and also check the description for both these items. Thanks for watching.